everyone and welcome to Any Good News. I'm Taylor Budd and this is the show where I give you all the news that you want but probably not what you need. Before I get this show going, I just want to say if there's any topics that you think I'm missing that I should be talking about or anything that you want to see in these shows, then hit me up in the comments below. I'm really enjoying making these videos at the moment, so make sure you like, share, subscribe and hit that little bell icon so you get notified every time I upload new content. Thank you. Haven't actually been outside yet. Wonder what the weather's like. Is it fucking snowing in Brighton? Roger. Okay. Crazy. So, let's see what the crack is this week. So on last week's show, you might have heard me talking about Wall Street Bets, which is a Reddit group with over 4 million small-time traders in it, all helping each other out, that joined forces, bought a load of stocks and cost Wall Street billions. Elon Musk was clearly having a bit of a bored day because he thought he would join in on the fun and started tweeting about a company called Dodgecoin, which funny enough, shot up in price on the stock market. I wonder how his SpaceX program is doing recently. Bit like that then, I suppose. Visual representation of 2020 right there. I have also found evidence that UFC fighters are not the smartest people in the world, which is backed up by this video of one jumping headfirst into a frozen lake. You really would just check. He looks alright though, he's a UFC fighter. All remaining brain cells are lost, but he's got a smile on his face. Speaking of no brain cells, I wonder how the Aussies are getting on these days. Oh shit. That one got me. Now I wonder what happened after he finished everywhere. Did he just go floppy and fall to the floor? You can always count on the Australians for the dramatics, and isn't this the most Aussie thing to expect from a weather presenter during a news bulletin?
Just after I got off air chatting with you guys, a boogie boarder just behind me here at Narrowneck alerted me that he thought he'd seen someone struggling again out in the surf, and I immediately stripped off and raced out with the boogie boarder to help the person in trouble. When we got closer, it became pretty evident that in fact there was a body floating in the water.
2 British tourists went missing after reportedly skinny dipping on the Golden Coast and unfortunately were found dead at different times on different days. One live on television by the Australian presenter and one a day later by locals. The sea is a dangerous place. Don't drink and swim. It doesn't always work out. So I guess this wasn't about the Australians being dramatic after all. It's more about British people drinking too much once again. Things are getting a little bit heated over on the Handforth Parish Council meetings.
It's only the chairman who can remove people from a meeting. You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority at all.
She's just kicked him out.
I
No, she's kicked him out. Don't. She's kicked him out. Don't.
This is a meeting called by 2 councillors.
Illegally?
They now elect a chairman.
No, they can't because the vice chair's here. I take charge. Read the standing orders. Read them and understand them.
Dear me.
Appalling behaviour.
She's kicked Barry out, so I'm leaving. No, Barry. No, Barry has gone. I'll stay.
Jackie Weaver, you have no authority here. Bit passive aggressive there, Jackie. You're kicking him out like a teenage Facebook group chat. This week, I got introduced to someone that I'd love you all to meet. His name's Frank.
Okay, meet Frank. So Frank's been with me for the past 11 and a half years, since June 2009. It started off really, really small, then just grew and grew and grew and grew, and then last year it just went out of control.
11 years with that thing on your neck. Why did you name it? If it's got to the point that you're naming the growing part on your body, it's probably gone a bit too far. I'm absolutely astonished that it didn't grow its own personality. Thankfully, it isn't harmful and he's getting it removed in a couple of weeks after finally going to see a doctor about it. 11 years! No matter how scared you are of operations, that thing living rent-free on my neck would scare me way more. I think it would scare my friends more as well. The nation lost... No, actually. The world lost a great man this week. Sir Tom Moore, an absolute national treasure. This man inspired millions around the world at the age of 99 by doing 100 laps around his garden before his 100th birthday, really proving that you can make a difference no matter how old you are. We all know the story by now of how he only set out to make a few thousand for his charities, but ended up making over 40 million for NHS charities. I think everyone was truly gutted by this one. And I remember myself thinking, I'm going to be really pissed off if the thing that he was raising money for and inspiring everyone against gets him. And of course it fucking did. Anyone else sick of this virus yet? There was a lot of talks and petitions going around which everyone was up for to get him a state funeral. But his family actually said that's not what he would have wanted. He would have wanted something a lot quieter, so that is what they're going to do. So instead, everyone gave him a good old clap the other day. Well, nearly everyone, because with every light, there is also a darkness, or a dickhead. Jarrell Robinson Brown, the clergyman of the Church of England, tweeted this. Wanker! Tosser. Why can't things just be in their simplest form, without some arsehole or conspiracist having to make it into something bigger or something that it just isn't? Just fuck off, Jarrell. It's not about you. It's not a cult. It's not about race. It's just clapping for a lovely old man that done a lot of good in a shit time. Another person that just needs to be left alone, that keeps getting harassed, is this absolute legend, Chris Whitty. This man is an absolute fucking genius and another one of our national treasures. If it wasn't for him at Boris Johnson's side the whole time, we really would be fucked, and so would our NHS. And then you've got arseholes that just sit there and take the piss out of his appearance and do stupid shit like this, calling him a liar.
Hey, big man.
Hello.
You're a liar. You're a liar. He's a liar. You're a liar. You lie about the COVID-19 cases, man. Come on, man. Stop lying to the TV, man. Liar.
Anti-vaxxers and COVID deniers. Just one word. Dickhead. Believe it or not, there are actually good people in this world that genuinely want to help and do good without asking for anything back. Leave the world better than you found it. If you're going to do nothing for this world, just let them do their good. Take your negative, insignificant, useless opinions elsewhere. Okay, thanks, bye. Next up, I want to talk about the travel corridor situation. But before I do, I just want to say, as much shit as everyone has given Bojo for all the bad choices he's made through this pandemic, A, who the fuck else was going to do it? You think this woman was going to do a much better job? B, he's making these decisions based on the evidence from his scientists and experts. C, you would hate anyone else in his position because they would probably make the same decisions based on points A and B. But where he really does fuck us over is his delay to everything that's happening.
What are you gonna do to me? Mr. Johnson!
Travel corridors will be shut by February 15th. Why will they be shut on February 15th? Why aren't they already shut? Why weren't they shut 3 months ago? I reckon he's getting a little commission off the British influencers that are working out in Dubai. See, now, there were new laws that came into place about 3 to 4 weeks ago saying that you couldn't return to the country unless you had a negative test 72 hours before your return flight. Did they enforce that? Did they fuck? Anyone that was arriving without a test, which in most cases was the entire plane because no one was listening, got fined £500 by border control and sent on their merry way to quarantine for 10 days, which they definitely didn't do because they can't police it. In typical Bojo manner, better late than never. So from February 15th, anyone returning to the UK is going to have to quarantine in a local airport hotel which the government have selected, and it's going to cost you some big bucks. So just don't. Moral of the story, just sack it off, wait for it to blow over. I will say, however, as a nation, we are smashing this vaccine rollout. Up the UK. It's the only thing we're doing right, really. Europe, not gonna lie, have completely fucked it. There are some countries in the EU, like France, that haven't ordered a single dose because they're being hesitant. Another way of saying, let the UK be the guinea pigs and do it first. If they don't kill themselves in the first few months, then we will jump on board. Alexa, how many COVID vaccinations have been administered in the UK?
As of the 3rd of February, 10,490,487 people in the UK have received their first dose of the COVID-19 vaccine.
10.5 million first jab vaccinations, and by the time this video comes out, we'll be up to nearly 12. You just can't knock it really, can you? It's fucking fantastic. 140 jabs a minute across the UK, and they expect by June, all over 18s will be vaccinated. I know it's only one jab and we still need the second, but then at least we will all have some kind of immunity and the transmission spread will be a lot less. There's been a lot of discussion that we should be doing what Israel is doing and trying to administer both jabs as soon as we can, a few weeks apart instead of a few months. Was this the right choice from our PM? We don't know. This is something we have to find out. The most annoying thing about the pandemic is that we don't know if what we're doing is right or wrong because it's never been done before. Vaccine sites are popping up everywhere. Nightclubs, theatres, shopping centres, landmarks, everyone's getting involved, and the army stepping in as well has been a huge help. Every time I see that vaccine count go up by 1 million, I'm not going to lie, I'll give myself a little cheer inside because that's one step closer to get me on a plane to Ibiza to spend my year's wage. And finally, I don't want to speak too soon because our government loves to change their minds, so don't hold this against me. But because of the drop in the UK cases and our R rating is between 0.7 and 1 now, it is looking like pubs and restaurants will be reopening in April without a curfew. And that's all from me on any good news, but thank you for watching. Remember, there is a light at the end of this tunnel now. This is the beginning of the end. I'll see you next Monday.